everyone, my name is Nicola. I am simply a stitcher. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, it's great to have you, and if you are returning, thank you for coming and spending some time with me today. So it's an exciting day today. Take my cardigan off, I'm warm. It's mid-year WIP parade for me. I have, holy Batman, a pile of projects to share with you guys, as well as my couple of finishes that I've done. And preparing for this has reminded me why I want to whip down. I spent 45 minutes last night writing up a load of notes, and I've just spent 20 plus minutes this morning setting up this for you. So it's a long time I could be spending stitching. So you guys know that, you know, if you've been following me for a while, that I do want to whip down as time goes on. I have, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, hang on, let me count this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 26 work in progresses. Don't know where I've got 26 from, but we'll get there. I've also got 2 finishes to show you, which is great. If you're just joining me, I brought 8 pieces over into 2025 from last year. I finished 2, and everything else I've started this year. So I've started a lot of pieces. I have an aim this year that I want to reach 500,000 stitches in the year. The figures that I have up to today are up to the 27th of June. So up to the end of the 27th of June. So from my last WIP parade to this one, or from January the 1st to this one. So figures might be adrift if you're one of those people that does write down and make sure I've got my sums right. My sums may be wrong. So what I've got here is I've got a list of projects, how many total stitches that they have, when I started them, where applicable a percentage from, and then what the current percentage is, how many stitches I've added this year, and how many stitches there are on the piece overall. So I'm going to be throwing lots of figures at you. Andy's going to hate me for this because there's going to be pictures added in. And also at the end of this video, there'll be a gallery of images of every project as it stands now. So far up to the 27th of February, total stitches this year, 248,798. Those stitches are not all what's here, because again, if you've been watching me for a bit, you'll know I do some model stitching work, and the model stitching, unfortunately, I can't share with you. It's paid work, it's contract work, it's unpublished stuff, and I'm test stitching it ready for sort of public consumption. If I do get any confirmation of those pieces released, excuse me, I will be showing them to you, but until that point comes, I have added in those model stitches to my total, but I can't share those pieces with you. Anyway, welcome. I'm nearly 5 minutes in and I haven't showed you a bit of stitching yet, so I'm going to sort that out now. So I hope you've got a cup of tea or whatever, because trust me, I think you'll probably need it after this one. Make sure that if you haven't got one, pause this video, cup of tea or coffee or whatever your drink of choice is, nip to the loo, because I have no idea how long this is going to go on. It could be half an hour, it could be 45 minutes, it could be an hour, I have no clue. Anyway, let's get on with the stitches. So everything has been deframed. If it's in a bag, the bag has been unzipped, so hopefully there shouldn't be any triggering sounds or anything for anybody out there, but if there is, I apologise in advance. I'm going to go through my list as they appear in the order in the box underneath this video. So all of the information, if I forget to say it, is also underneath this video. So let's get started. I'm going to start off with my biggest piece, which is this one. Ooh. This is Night Cafe. The artwork is by Leonid Afremov and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It has a total of 991,008 stitches, and I restarted this on the 7th of October 2023. It's a big piece. So this year, when I've worked on this, it's been in my rotation, and also since I finished She Sleeps in February, it's been the focus for Extra Stitches up until the beginning of June, so it's had quite a lot of stitches. It's stitched 2/1 tent stitch on some 25 count fabric. There's a lot of park threads on this piece, so apologies if you get triggered by those. It's gone from 3.49 to 9.76%. It's had 62,100 stitches this year, and I have now completed a total of 96,700. So I'm hoping that by this point Andy has put in a picture of what it looked like in January. But here is what this piece looks like now. So as you can see, it's quite different from January. And I do appreciate this is not the greatest of image, hence why there'll be a gallery at the end. But you can see the tree there in the middle. Where my finger is here, there is a lamp starting and the cafe sign is complete. So after putting in 62,000 stitches this year, I'm super happy with how this is. We're now touching distance of 10%. I'm hoping to be at between 12 and 14% before the year end, because when I get spare stitches on a Saturday, if I don't have a model stitch, I'll be dedicating it to Night Cafe. Okay, so that's the first one out of the way. That is my biggest piece. The next one is one of my new starts for 2025, and it's this piece. This is Gogh Never Passed, and it's by Unconventional X Stitch. The two sizes of this one, I did get the larger one because why not? It's a total of 250,000 stitches. I have completed 3,800 of those, and it's at 1.52%. Stitch 1/1 full cross on some 25 count fabric, 25 count even weave. And that is how this piece looks. So yeah, happy with that. Started on the 5th of March, so it's had 3 or 4 sessions, as most of my new starts have. But yeah, so that is that one. I'm going to try and put stuff back in bags as well where I can, to just help me with my tidying up afterwards. That didn't go in very well. And all of my project bags, with the exception of a couple of them, have been kindly gifted to me. So thank you guys who have been very kind and sent me this such a kindness. So next one I worked on is also another new start, and this is Unicorn, and it's by Lorna Laine, and a chart and a kit from Geckorouge. A lot of my new starts were Geckorouge pieces, so you'll see that as a recurring theme. This piece has a total of 50,477 stitches, and I've completed 2,300 for a percentage of 4.56%, and it's stitched 1/1 full cross, again on some 25 count. This is an easy count fabric though, which I'll wash and get the grid off. So as you can see there, the unicorn's eye as it's looking downwards. But yeah, happy with that. It's a good start. It's due to come out in rotation very soon. Not a massive piece, so hopefully this one will not be long, as it will go into my focus for a finish pile. So that's Unicorn. Okay. So the next one I've worked on is a Tilton Crafts piece, and it's this. It's a companion piece to my Realm of Middle-earth map. This is One to Rule Them All. And as you can see, it's the one ring. Again, not a massive piece, 80,500 stitches. Well, I say not a massive piece, for me not a massive piece, when I've got one that's nearly a million. 80,500 stitches. I've completed 4,400 of those, and this piece is currently at 5.47%. And again, it's stitched 1/1 full cross on some 25 count, and this is the top left corner. As you can see, what I've done is I've started a little way down, and then all of this part is going to be all one colour. So I've done what's called mapping, and I've mapped an area where I can just sit and fill in the 310, because that's all 310. But yeah, 5th of the February that this one was started. I don't know if I said about Unicorn, that started on the 9th of April. 5th of February I started that one. So yeah, I'm cool with that. 4,400 stitches. Okay, so the next one I have is one that is not on Pattern Keeper. It's a paper pattern. It's a piece I bought at the Big Stitch last year from Sarah up at Paine Free Crafts, and this is Ice Dragon. Tatiana Verkovskaya and Nadezhda Gavrilenkova, and of course Sarah's kitted it up. So as I said, not on Pattern Keeper, but it is stitched, just put it back down, Wally, on 27 count black even weave. I started it on the 16th of January, but I can't tell you how many stitches I've and what percentage I've done, because I don't know how many stitches there are in total, but I have done 5,300 stitches, and next month this will be coming out for my daily 100. If you're not in my Facebook group, I have the Simply Stitcher and Friends Facebook group, and we do have a monthly sale. Next month is winter stroke Christmas stroke Jolly July. And because this has a winter theme, I'm going to be using this and stitching a daily 100 on it. So that is Ice Dragon. So down there. So yeah, 16th of January, so it was one of the fairly early ones, hence why it's had 5,300 stitches. Thirsty work doing this. Okay, so next one is another oldie, if you like, so another one where hopefully in a minute we'll be seeing it before. This is Realm of Middle-earth map, and it's a Tilton Crafts piece. It's now retired. I think One to Rule Them All is as well, but I'm not sure. It's definitely worth just keeping an eye out on the Tilton Crafts website. So the Realm of Middle-earth map, I started it back in 2017. So it is actually my oldest WIP. At the start of this year, we were at 34.42%. It's not moved very much. We're at 35.21%, and it's had 6,300 stitches. So if I can just wrangle, I'll show you where I've worked. Hopefully Andy will be putting in a before picture about now. So we are now up to 35.21%. So I've worked in this section sort of here in the middle. But overall, this is going to be difficult, hence why I'm going to be putting a gallery in at the end. That is how this piece is now looking. So yeah, I'm super happy with it. It has had overall, since I started it, 278,100 stitches. So whilst it's my oldest WIP, it's still getting regular work on it, and I'm happy enough with the progress. So yeah, that's that one. Okay, but I'm looking down a lot, it's because that's where my notes are. I can't do anything about it, I'm afraid. Next one is the Christmas cat. So this was a freebie from Geckorouge a couple of years ago. Geckorouge don't do an awful lot of freebies, so I nabbed this one when it came up, and it matched perfectly with another piece that you'll see later on. Again, seasonal stitching, which is not normally my thing, and when I've done my next finish, this one will be coming up for focus for a finish because it's the smallest piece that I have. So Christmas cat has 34,499 stitches, and I've completed 2,600 of them, and this piece is already at 7.54%, and I started it on the 16th of April this year. Roman Middle Earth map 1/1 full cross. This one is also 1/1 full cross on 25 count. As I said, just check the below. So as you can see with Christmas cat, I'm pretty much colour completing, although because of counting, I'm putting in a second colour next time this one comes out, because it's a long way between patches of the colour and I don't want to miscount. Not a massive piece, as I said, but you know, just want to be careful with it. Don't want to get it wrong and have to frog or fudge or whatever. So that's Christmas cat. Yeah, 2,600 stitches done, 7.54%. Started it on the 16th of April. Okay, so the next one is the viewers vote. So last year, when I was planning my startathon for this year, I put a selection of Marta Darling charts up and invited you guys to vote on which one that you wanted, and the winner was this one. This is Pandora. It's a Heaven and Earth design, and the way I'm stitching this is slightly different. So it's got 246,600 stitches in it, and I started this on the 12th of March. Stitched 1/1 full cross on some 25 count even weave. It's got a coffee stain on it. And I'm starting this one by stitching every colour other than the black. So as you can see there, we've got at least 3 pages and 2 of them are complete. The only stitches left are the black. So I plan on stitching all of the colours in this one and then colour completing the black at the very end. So the reverse of what I'm doing with another piece, which I'll be showing shortly. So Pandora has had 3,400 stitches since I started it, as I said, on the 12th of March, and it's at 1.38%. Just took her back in a project bag. Cool. We're getting there. So that is first. That's 8 so far. So we're nearly a third of the way in, chaps. Not bad, not bad. 20 minutes. Okay. Next one was my first new start of 2025, and it's this piece. This is Night Orange London, and it's a Sophie Kilpatrick. Again, chart and kit by Geckorouge. So it was the first new start. I took it away with me when it was my birthday weekend away, and I think out of all of my new starts, this one's had pretty much the most progress. So started on 1st of January, it's had 7,100 stitches. It has a total of 122,500. So there's a mixture of blocky stitching and confetti on this one. It's 1/1 full cross, again on 25 count easy count, and that's how it looks now. So 5.8%. Yeah, 1st of January. So as you can see, there's lots of blocky stitches in the skyline, but the buildings are quite confetti heavy. But yeah, I am thoroughly enjoying it. But I love London. I absolutely love London. I'm weird, I know. London's one of them places you love or you hate. And I absolutely love it. I don't get to go very often. More's the pity, but there you go. Okay. The next one we have is another Geckorouge. It'd be nice if I could actually click on the right thing. I've lost all this weight, but I've still got fat fingers. It's Summer Sun. And this is a Leslie D. Mackenzie piece. And again, chart and kit from Geckorouge. So what's the story with Summer Sun? It was started on the 12th of February. It has a total of 111,556 stitches, of which I have completed 5,000. And it's stitched 1/1 full cross on some 25 count fabric. Can you tell what my sweet spot is? And that's how it looks. So we have just lots of orange and yellow and even some reds in there, believe it or not, just to start to create the sky. And it's a really nice one to stitch on. So yeah. So 5,000 more stitches of progress there. Okay. More Geckorouge for you now. This one was a limited edition piece, and this is why I nabbed the Christmas cat when it came out. This is Witchy Cat. And again, I'm not a seasonal stitching fan, but I quite like this. And it was a limited edition Geckorouge kit, which I got a couple of years ago. And this one I started on the 24th of April. It has 39,978 stitches overall, of which I've done 2,400, so still not a massive start. And it's 1/1 full cross on 25 count, and I've actually done 6%. So obviously there we have the cat's collar and started the cat's coat there. So yeah. And another middle start because it's a shaped project, but full coverage within it. So there is the Witchy Cat. I'm always super happy with the kits I get from Geckorouge for the content of the kits. I mean, we know that I had a little issue with the postage for one, but the content of the kits that you get in the boxes, I absolutely love them. And for me, if you can afford it, I would always say upgrade to the box. It feels like that little bit of luxury from Geckorouge. Okay, so the next piece, it is a very recent new start, because when I got 2 finishes, I can have a new start. And this piece is Rivendell Castle, Stitching Masterpieces on Etsy. So you'll have already seen a thread with Lord of the Rings pieces. I love the Lord of the Rings. 360,000 stitches of this one. I actually only started it at the beginning of June, on the 4th of June. I've put in just 1,300 stitches, and it's at 0.36%. This one, however, is stitched, still in its frame because you can see it all. It's stitched 2/1 on some 20 count fabric, because there are a number of blends in this piece. So for those of you that are new to stitching, usually if it's 2 strands, we use 2 strands of the same colour, but this pattern calls for a strand of one colour and a strand of another colour at the same time on the needle. Okay, so the next one I have is one of your guys' favourites. It always gets really good reception when I bring this one out, and this is Envy. And again, artwork is by Marta Darlig. I love Marta Darlig's artwork. I've got a number of her pieces. I think I've got about 8 on Pattern Keeper. Plus I've got all of the other things. I've already done Avarice. Envy's number 2 for me. So when Envy is done, the new start will be the next sin, which will be Gluttony. So Envy I have had on the go. Avarice took me 11 years to do. Avarice I finished it in 2023 and I started Envy. 13th of February 2023 is when I started this one. It's got 240,000 stitches in it. I've done this year 6,000. It's gone from 40.12 to 42.62%, and hopefully there's been a picture. And now, as it stands today, I'm at over 100,000 stitches on this, 102,300. So Envy now, this is going to be difficult because it's big. Stitched on 25 count Lugana, looks like that. I am heading towards the bottom. And I'm doing quite a lot of this block stitching in her dress, which to be fair doesn't take an awful long time. I can crack out 1,000 stitches in 3 to 4 hours in block stitches. It just goes so quickly. I'm a two-handed stitcher and I have my Lowry stand, and I'm lucky I get a lot of stitchy time. So there's Envy. Okay. So the next piece I started on the 22nd of January, and it's this piece. This is Van Gogh Never Met the Fellowship, and it's the companion piece to the Van Gogh Never Passed by Unconventional X Stitch, and again 250,000 stitches. So this piece and the other one were what caused me to increase the amount of starts. I got seriously enabled when I saw them, and I just could not resist. So the fellowship was started, as I said, 22nd of January. This year it's had 5,300 stitches. Stitched 1/1 full cross on some 25 count fabric as usual. As you guys are getting now, it's my sweet spot. I don't iron anything, by the way. And it's, yeah, 5,300 stitches, 2.12%. And that is the top left start. So yeah, happy with that. It's got a lot of colours. It's either 90 or 100 colours, and the other, this one of them's 90, one of them's 100 colours. So parking is pretty impossible on these because there's a lot of colour changes in each square. Hence I've converting from parking to my preferred method, which is my version of the typewriter method, which I'll explain later, or I have actually explained it in another video, so if I forget, just check out my previous videos. This pile is getting less on here and more down here, which is always good news. Okay, we have, guess what, another new start, and guess what, another Geckorouge kit. This is Magpie, and it's a Lorna Laine. We can tell Lorna Laine's artwork. I just love her artwork. I did the cat a couple of years ago, and bee, unicorn, magpie, I love them all. But there we go. 70,913 stitches overall. I started this piece on the 19th of March. It's had 3,300 stitches, and we're at 4.65%. 1/1 full cross on 25 count. And I've said this before, if you were to ask me which piece I was enjoying the least, it would be this one. And it's simply because I'm in a wing and it's all dark colours. Excuse me. But yeah, that is how it looks at the moment. So as you can see there, we've got the magpie's right hand wing and it's part of its body. So if I ever got very dark or black stitching or very light stitching on white, which is what makes this one at the moment the one I'm enjoying the least. I'm not enjoying it, it's just, if you gave me a free rein and said pick a piece, this one would be the last one I'd choose. But there we go. But yeah, that's Magpie. Okay, so next one is another one I brought through from 2022 when I started this, the 11th of August 2022. This is a stitching shelf. Stop twitching. This is a stitching shelf, and it's an Amy Stewart chart by Heaven and Earth Designs. Lots of you familiar with this piece, lots of people stitching it. I'm doing this to regular size max colour, so there are 375,500 stitches. So as a carryover, there will be a before picture. I'm stitching it 1/1 full cross on 25 count, and hopefully Andy's sorted out the picture. This year I've done 6,000 stitches. It's gone 25.27 to 26.87%. I just need to unroll it a little bit. And overall there are now 100,900 stitches in this piece. So that is, I don't know if you can quite see the top there, wait a minute, there we go. That is how it looks in its entirety. So I'm just going to go left to right. As you can see, the spring shelf is pretty much done. And somebody actually did ask me about the backs of my projects, and this is a great one to show you. Not too dissimilar to the front, let's be honest. I don't tend to carry across a lot of thread if I can help it. So there we go, that's a stitching shelf. Let's just roll it back in if I can, because I don't want it to flap about. There we go. There's a stitching shelf. That'll do for now. So yeah, 11th of August 2022. So this is coming up to his 3rd birthday. Okay, so as luck would have it, when I spun the wheel, the next piece to come out was this one. It's another Amy Stewart, and this is Cosmic Marbles. So regular size, regular colour for this one. I started this on the 19th of Feb. It's got 350,000 stitches, and I've done 4,400. Sorry, I had a banana at breakfast and it's repeating on me for some reason. I don't know why. I've done 4,400 stitches. Again, see if you can guess, 1/1 full cross, 25 count. And that is how it's looking. So pretty much a whole marble here, and everything above my finger apart from this little bit here is completely filled in. But yeah, super happy with that. 1.26%. So we'll see how that progresses in the next year, or 6 months should I say, to the next WIP parade. Okay, have another drink. Holy WIP parade, Batman, 35 minutes. Okay, the next piece is another one that I am stitching in a non-conventional way. This is the Lord of the Rings stained glass. So I got this from Etsy. I can't remember the seller, but it was a birthday present to myself because of Lord of the Rings. And I decided with this one to stitch it all of the black first. So opposite to Pandora, where I'm stitching all of the white first, I chose to stitch this one all the black first. Now it's massive, so I will not be able to show it all on here, so you'll be watching for this one in the gallery at the end. Andy should have put in a picture of how it was at the beginning of the year. It's a total of 358,650 stitches. I started this on the 28th of August 2023. I've put in 25,000 stitches this year. I'm not sure if that figure's right. I might have to check that figure, because I think it's more like 2,500, which would make more sense. 13.8 to 15.92%. Yeah, 2,500. It's stitched 2/1 on some 18 count, and overall it now has 57,000 stitches in it. 57,100. 2 ticks. I'm back. Child doing a job for a mother in shopping trauma. There you go. Right. Where were we? Lord of the Rings stained glass. 57,100 stitches have been completed now on this overall. 2/1 full cross on some 18 count. This is the top half. So as you can see, the 2 top arches are done, and quite a bit down the left hand side, and some of the internal workings as well. And this is the bottom half. The first stained glass has had all of the black done, and we are partial way through the second. But there'll be a full picture in the gallery at the end, because it's like a bed sheet. Whew, right, okay, let's get back to some Geckorouge goodness. So this one is Tower Bridge. So it's a Sophie Kilpatrick again, and it's a companion to the Night Orange London that I showed you earlier. So this one, I started it on the 26th of March. Again, it's got 122,500 stitches, just like Night Orange, because they are a pair. I've done 3,400 stitches. 1/1 full cross, 25 count. Doesn't look like 3,400 stitches, but it is. So this is the left or the middle section of the top of Tower Bridge, and we've got some blues and purples coming in. The cat has just appeared. So this is the top of Tower Bridge. This is just the walkway, the gantry across to the other tower. Hello. So I have got somebody with me on my whip parade. It just turns out to be a cat. Hi. Can I get a kiss? Hey. No, but we are purring. There we go. Right, so that's Tower Bridge. I can't pick out which one of the Sophie Kilpatricks I like better, because they've just got different colours. But it's the same story with this one as the other one. There is a lot of confetti in the wow, hi, a lot of confetti in the buildings, and then lots of blocky stitching, come here, for the sky. She's purring away. I'm going to say hi. Right, come on, off you go now, come on. Right, we have got for whip braid to finish. Okay, so the next one is start number 2 of 2025. So again, we're going right back with this one, a January start. 26th of the 3rd for Tower Bridge. Wow, I didn't think it was that late. Bizarre Bookshelf, Colin Thompson, Geckorouge. My Christmas gift last year from Andy. Came in 2 Geckorouge boxes. Do not adjust my lights. Came in 2 Geckorouge boxes, so I felt very blessed. Bizarre Bookshelf has a total of 406,980 stitches, and I have completed 6,300 of those stitches. A few hanging part threads on this one. and I am at 1.55%, 6,400 stitches. There we go. So really colourful. The artist palette came out very, very well. 1/1 full cross 25 count, of course. But there we go. Okay. Let's put it in a large bag because there's a lot of thread. Right. Okay, more and more geckos. I've got them right up until next 3 are Geckorouge. So this one is Coastal, and it's by Roseanne Bell. Really lovely. I love the sea. So this one had to go into a sea themed bag. 149,769 stitches overall. I've done 5,400 of them, 3.61%, and I started this on the 29th of January this year. 1/1 full cross 25 count, like we're expecting anything different now. And that is my start. So top left start, and there's some of the grass already coming through. But yeah, happy days. I've got a good start. I think like all of these have got, you know, I've had a reasonable start, so I can't be unhappy with any of them really. Oh, I've lost the back of a magnet somewhere. It's there, got it. Always worries me when I lose backs of magnets. Okay. The next one is another new start for this year, but it's also been out for my daily 100 in June, for my Stitch Along June bug. This is B. It's a Lorna Laine. It's a Geckorouge. So this is one of the first kits that I bought from them and then put aside, knowing that I'd start a lot of them at the same time. It has a total of 65,116 stitches, of which I have completed 8,300, and we are currently at 12.75%. So this has had a daily 100, plus it was also out on Sunday stitch as well, and it's done really, really well. That wing, the bee's wing, it's just beautiful. And you know, I did the wing, and then I went to here, filled in this, and then I started to work down. It's where these hanging threads are. So yeah, 1/1 full cross 25 count. Did I say when it started? At 26th of Feb. I didn't have now. But yeah, only a couple more days left of that. By the time you've seen this one, it will have had its last day on a daily 100. So there we go. And the next one is my last Geckorouge new start on this list. It may not have been the last one to come out. This is Evelina, and it's an Anita in Rarity kit. Again, another limited edition. It has a total of 71,100 stitches, of which I have completed 3,400, and I started this one on the 2nd of April, and we're at 4.78%. So this is the middle of the left hand side. It's actually on 28 count. It's the only piece that I'm currently working that's stitched on 28 count. But yeah, I definitely need my magnifier to do this one. If I'm stitching dark colours, I can stitch without the magnifier, but anything that's light, I have to have the magnifier. And can you see her hand on her broomstick? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So that is Evelina. We're nearly there. Okay. So another one that I brought through from last year. This one is Sailing Fairy Panorama. and it's by Nadia Strelkina, charted and kitted by Sarah over at Paine Free Crafts. 156,000 stitches on this piece, of which this year I've completed 5,900, but overall I've completed 42,500 stitches. I started this on the 24th of September 2023, and this year it's gone from 23.46 to 27.24%. And guess what? 1/1 full cross, 25 count fabric. So I've had this out this week, and you can see, I'll be showing it more on my Flosstube, this which is out tomorrow. Look at her eye, and that bridge is done, and look at her eye. Oh my days, she's looking at me. So I'm super happy with Sailing Fairy, and I have I took it to the big stitch last year because Sarah was there, and she was just blown away with it as well. It's so good. Okay, so the last of my main pieces is one again that has been a little neglected this year, but I'm going to think about a plan for some of my bigger pieces, because I've got like 4 whips that are really quite big. Night Cafe, The Realm of Middle Earth, actually no, 3, and this one, which are all of them. These are the 3 that are over 500,000 stitches each. So I'm thinking of a plan for next year. This one is Daughter of the Deep, and it's a Josephine Wall, Heaven and Earth design. It's washing out a little bit, but this lady's holding a conch shell. There's an RAK, super size, max colour. I think it's super size, max colour. Yes, I think so. Let me check. It was an RAK because I hadn't got one, and my friend Clara fixed that for me. Yes, it is a max colour. It has a total of 700. Start that again. It has a total of 78,000. No. The total stitch is 786,213. This year I've done 12,400. Does that sound right? Possibly. I started it on the 15th of October 2023, and it's gone from 4.78 to 5.55%. Yes, that does sound right. Okay. All I've done is mess with figures the last couple of days. So I'm doing this in 80 by 80 stitch squares, 1/1 full cross on 25 count. I was working each square in the diagonal, but I got bored with that, and now I'm just working in 80 by 80 squares and filling them in. The reason why I'm doing it on 80 by 80 squares, you can see there I've got a hoop mark. The hoop that I'm using fits nicely into that. So that is the top, or the surface of the water there that you can see. 1/1 full cross, 25 count. And I do want to get some more progress, as I said, on the bigger projects next year. So I'm having a little think about a little plan. Okay. The last piece to show you is the one that I started for May, for Mania. Again, in my group, I did hosted, it was the first stitch along that I hosted, and I had a look around the internet, and this piece that had just came out really appealed to me. I just realised I've not took it out in its frame either, so I better do that in a mo. It's a chart from Etsy, and it's from Michaela Lerner's shop, Charts and Stuff, and it's called Symphony. And as you can see, it's quite modern art, abstract, and there are some sister pieces to it. There is currently a sale on in Michaela's shop. If this is still correct, save 25% when you buy 4 items in her shop. Now this is £4.20 Great Britain pound for the pattern. It's got 19,600 stitches in it overall. Just realised I've not took it out of its frame. only when I hadn't deframed. I have completed 17,500, so I am not far away from a finish. So on my Wednesday live stream, this one will be completed. I will be stitching on it perhaps later today. I've got 2,100 stitches left. So I started this one on the 1st of May and it's at 89.28% and it's stitched 2/1 on some 18 count fabric. But yeah, that is Symphony. And as I said on the stream on Wednesday, it'll be done. And then Christmas Cat gets bumped up to Focus for a Finish. Whew, we made it, 50 minutes, and that is all of my work in progresses. Obviously, apart from the model stitches that I can't show you. So I just have 2 finishes to show you. If you've been watching me, you will have seen these, but I'm going to show them again. First one, bar a couple of bits of back stitch. All of the X's are done on it. I've just got literally a couple of bits of back stitch to do, and it's Pandemic. So Pandemic, as you know, is a long dog sampler, and the way I've stitched mine is I use DMC 154, and then for any creature, person or insect I used 310, and also for the border at the very edge I used 310 as well. So that is my Pandemic. It's stitched 1/1 full cross on some 28 count, and I literally have a few bits of back stitch to go in on this section here. So just a little bit on the bottom, and then it's done. In fact, is it there or is it further in? May even be further in. I can't remember. I'll have to take a look. I might have even, I'll double check that because I can't remember. Sign of getting old. And the last finish, I have set this on a short. I've also had it on a Flosstube, and if you're following me on TikTok, you'll have also seen it on there as well. Is my FFO of She Sleeps. So She Sleeps was finished on the 5th of February, and I completed this year a total of 20,498 stitches on her for, I think she's about 150,000 stitches. Whee! And She Sleeps, horrible glare, is fully finished and framed. So she's absolutely amazing. And I know I said it before, I'm going to say it again. You guys, for every person who donated via Buy Me a Coffee, thank you. Because the Buy Me a Coffee money was ring-fenced for framing, and it's ring-fenced, continues to be ring-fenced for framing of future projects. So if you do wish to donate to Buy Me a Coffee, the link is down below. So there we go. That is the mid-year of this year. 26 projects. One is about to be finished. I've got to then complete another one before I can have a new start. So I'll get to 24, then I'll get back up to 25. And I really need to get some finishes done, don't I? So what else to say? There will be a gallery coming up shortly of how all of these pieces look now. So you'll be able to see what the current status of them is, because it's difficult to show them fully and properly. You know, I kind of want to smooth them out and stuff and make sure that they look nice. But yeah, if you just join me for this WIP parade, please do consider subscribing. I release a number of videos every week. I do floss tubes, I do 2 live streams and 2 stitch with me's per week. So I hope that you've enjoyed seeing my progress so far through 2025, and I will be continuing to work, excuse me, on this huge pile of projects to the end of the year. So my plan is that now we are going Focus for a Finish. So I work on a rotation of, I work on 4 projects per week, a Monday, Tuesday project, a Wednesday, Thursday project, a Friday, Saturday project, and a Sunday stitch. And I aim to get in for the 3 days, the ones apart from Sunday stitch, 1,000 stitches. And then once I've completed 1,000 stitches, then I work on my focus for a finish or model stitch if I have one. My Sunday stitch, the whole of the day is dedicated to that one particular piece. And if I have a new start, I will work on it on the live stream on the Sunday. I film 2 Stitch With Me's a week, one on a Monday, one on a Wednesday. The Monday filming one is published on a Thursday, and the Wednesday one is usually a chat one, and that's published on a Saturday. So if I do have a new start, it comes up on the Wednesday chatty Stitch With Me. My live stream on a Wednesday evening is dedicated to my focus for a finish. So who knows what's going to happen in the next 6 months? How many more finishes am I going to get? I would like to think at least another 2 to 3, if not more. I don't really want to be greedy, but I want to get these WIPs down. It's taken me a long time to sort out this WIP parade. So all I'm going to say now is thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for your time in watching this video. I absolutely appreciate that people's time is important, and this is the longest one that I've ever done. We're approaching an hour, and Andy's still got to do the gallery. So thanks again for watching. Take care, happy stitching. I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye for now.